Good Saturday morning, everyone. We got some of the storms that are starting to fire up, moving through the mid-state. They've been moving into northwest Georgia for a while now, but they're finally starting to make it into our area. The good news is that it's not going to be an all-day rain today, but the showers and storms are starting to push through, so I kind of wanted to come on Facebook here and give you a little update exactly what is happening. If you're joining us live, definitely come say hello in the chats as well. It is nice to see you all. Hope you're doing very well. Just kind of wanted to jump on here, kind of give a little update of exactly what's going on and what's happening in the world today and on the weather. So if you're joining us, definitely come say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. So we do have the threat for some severe potential today that we're starting to keep an eye on. The storms are starting to move into our viewing area, just now pushing into Butts and Jasper County. We got some strong, heavy downpours pushing through, and we've also got some more rain that's waiting in the wings, moving through portions of central Alabama. So let me kind of take a wider stance here so we can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so here's the line of storms that's moving through right now. We had a brief tornado warning that was spinning up out of our viewing area, but it was quickly dissipated as the rotation didn't hold together very long. I think it was like a 4-minute warning before they canceled it because of just how much it kind of fell apart really fast. But this looks to be the strongest storm that's moving through right now. So northern Jasper and Putnam County, about to get some of that heavy downpour, lightning strikes as well. And then we got some more rain that's pushing in over towards the west, and this is going to impact portions of Upson, Taylor, Crawford counties here over the next hour or so. But it's not going to be an all-day rain. You got a little bit more time before it starts raining, and then it's out of here. But these storms could turn severe, and it's kind of a backwards front. The more this kind of moves south and east, it's moving into a more favorable environment, especially for severe storms. It's kind of the farther south and east it goes, a lot of the spin in the atmosphere is lowering, but the kind of energy of these storms continues to increase the farther south and east it goes, and that could easily still spin up another tornado with the extra energy that's kind of in the storms. So hello, everyone. Hi, LaJoy. How are you? Hi, Deborah, watching from South Macon. Hi, Shirley. From Trophy Club, Texas. Whoa. And hi, Kelly from Monticello. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. So we currently don't have any severe warnings out there right now. I think this box that we have is for a flash flood warning. Oh yeah, it's the flash flood warning. That includes portions of Atlanta. Now the storms are out of the way, so they got hit with some heavier downpours as this front continues to move on through. And this will continue to push south and east. So let me time this out for you over the next few hours with our latest models. Do I have to sneeze? Nope. Oh no. That is the worst feeling ever. Okay, so here's 12 o'clock. We have that one batch of storms that's moving through Alabama into Georgia and pushing eastward. And then we have the other line of storms that's pushing north and west coming through Butts and Jasper County. This is at lunchtime, so we're really getting hit some heavy here. Most of the south and eastern counties are dry at this time, maybe a light sprinkle. It's very damp, but it's mostly just cloudy. So we get towards 3 o'clock. It's moving past Macon and Warner Robins, down over Dublin. See, we still have some of these cells that are starting to pop up. And this, especially if we get like a singular cell like this, that's kind of our biggest threat for tornadoes rather than there being a straight line winds. So we're going to keep an eye on that as we get towards 3 o'clock or so. That pushes further south and east. But then it's out of here by 5. Really, everyone's dry at this point. So your Saturday evening plans are going to be good to go. We'll get a few breaks of sunshine, luckily. Hopefully there won't be much severe storms that causes any damage for the rest of today. But we'll be dry by 6 o'clock tonight. They're good to go for your Saturday evening plans. So it's a quick hit of rain. It's not going to be all day long. So that's some good news, at least. Hi, Mary. How are you? When do you think the rain hits Macon? I think it's going to hit a little closer to lunchtime here in Macon. Let me try to. I have a lot of pause points in here. That's slowing me down. I think around lunchtime, 1 o'clock, we'll get hit with some of that rain, and then it's kind of out of here. The front on this model looks to fall apart here, and we don't get the heavy downpours, but I think we still will get hit with a little bit of rain, most likely. So I'd say around 12, 1 o'clock is when it's kind of moving through Macon, maybe 1:30 for Warner Robins. 1:30 for a little bit further down south in Houston County. Hi, Karen. How are you? Good morning. What's the weather for Trophy Club Texas? It's a little far away, I'd say. I'm not sure, honestly. Hi, Chris. How are you? Why are you face palming me? What did I do? April Fool's Day. Oh, it is April Fool's Day. Wow, you really got me good with that one. Honestly, you did. I wasn't ready. That is funny. That is funny, actually. I'm praying for warm weather. There is going to be some warm weather. This is a cold front that's moving through, but there's really not a reinforcing shot of cold air behind it. It's going to be noticeably cooler tomorrow, but the highs are still going to be into the 70s. So it's going to be a seasonable April day. And that is so funny. That April Fool's Day. I can't believe that. So we will still have some warmth with this. But it's not an all-day rain today, so some good news in terms of that. So this is 11 o'clock. We still have that line of storms that's pushing through. It looks to really slow down. I think it's going to push through a little bit faster than this. We'll have to see, though. By 1 o'clock, we get the storms firing up over Putnam, Hancock counties. A little bit rain. It's pushed past Macon, down towards Warner Robins, down into Macon and Sumter counties, Americus and Montezuma. By around 2, 3 o'clock, it continues to move south and east over Dublin, Eastman, over Wilcox County, Telfair counties as well. And then it's really out of here by 6. So it's a quick hit of rain. And it's kind of a backwards front, though, as this kind of moves farther south and east. It does get into a more favorable environment, especially in terms of the energy of the storms. So we'll have to see if there's any severe thunderstorms that pop up, especially as this later pushes down to the south and east. These areas highlighted, these are 2. That means we could see a few more storms turn severe than areas making Warner Robins north and west as well. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this for the rest of today. The primary threat is going to be for damaging winds. If we do see any of the storms turn severe, 50 to 60 miles per hour, that could cause some damage down some trees, power lines through the rest of the late morning today and most of the afternoon. But it's, again, not all day rain. Flooding is definitely still a concern, as we still have flood warnings out for portions of the Ocmulgee and the Oconee rivers, especially as that water continues to move farther south. So hopefully we won't be getting too much of rain. It doesn't look to be really a big soaker of this front coming through. It's kind of beginning to weaken and fall apart. So hopefully we won't get much flooding risk. Tornadoes and large hail are still a small factor as part of this. We could be seeing a quick spin-up tornado, especially as this moves south and east. And if we get strong enough updrafts, could be seeing some large hail still potentially if the storms do turn severe. So definitely something to still think about for today, for your plans. Hi, Antoinette. From Roberta, what is the weather looking like for Roberta? You're dry right now. Going to get hit with some rain here probably within the next 4 hours or so. Probably around 11, 12 o'clock, maybe closer to 1. Hi, Deborah. Left my dog out. Better beat it back home. Oh, no. Where's the rain? April Fool's Day. Exactly. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Penny. Thanks for coming and chatting with me as well on Facebook. Love hanging out with you all. So let's look on radar once again to see how this is kind of progressing. So we have this one batch of storms that's really got that heavy downpours through. That's going to be pushing through northern Jasper and Butts County here over the next 15 minutes. And then we've got some more rain that's really starting to pop up through Alabama. This is going to kind of push right over here like this for Upson, Taylor, Crawford counties towards Roberta here over the next few hours or so. So we're going to definitely get some rain with this system coming through, but it's not the all-day rain, which is some good news. And also some good news is that there's no severe warnings out right now. So this is some good news. But this is kind of a backwards front where the farther south and east it goes, the more energy these storms could kind of fire up, especially as there's kind of some breaks in the sun already out there. And while it might be nice on a storming kind of day to have some breaks of sunshine for us, that can really help destabilize the environment in the atmosphere, looking to further kind of enhance the storm. So sometimes the sunshine isn't a good thing when we have to watch out for severe storms. That can really enhance more of the strong storms and make them even stronger. But we have nothing out there right now. So good news with that. It does look to be weakening pretty significantly. Yeah, here's the kind of big line of storms right now that's pushing through that heavy downpours. Luckily, there's still not a ton of lightning out there. There is still some lightning strikes, but it's not widespread lightning activity right now. So some good news with that. But just stay weather aware for today, especially if you live south and west of Macon as the storm continues to push through. Just in case if we do have any of the storms turn severe, make sure you have a way to get some warnings. Always the best way to do that. To download the WGXA Skywatch weather app. We always give you the warnings, and it's just exactly for your location. So you don't get every warning, get the one that's over your area specifically. I'm out yard sailing. Oh, how is that going? Are you making a lot of money selling a lot of your stuff? So for the rest of the day, still expecting about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. If you do get a severe thunderstorm over you, it could dump some heavy rain quickly. So we might be able to get some localized areas of over an inch of rain pretty quickly here. But generally, that's about the rain that I'm expecting. It's moving through right now, starting through our area in the northwest counties. It's going to be pushing through into the early afternoon hours. It's dry by 4 o'clock. So after 4, you're really good to go. Not going to have to worry about any severe weather past that point. And it's still a pretty breezy day, even outside the storms. We got that strong pressure gradient. So the winds are going to be gusting about 30 miles per hour all day. Could knock down some trash cans or loose items outside. But it's going to be rather blustery for today as well. Let me see if I can actually check out some of the winds so far. If it's been really picking up, gusting to about 28 miles per hour so far at the Macon airport. Let me see if I can show the winds, because definitely going to be a breezier day. Wind gusts. Let's see. Is this going to be a thing? Is this going to work? Yeah, so here's some of the wind speeds right now. I think these are sustained winds. Yeah, these are sustained winds. So 16-mile-an-hour sustained winds in Macon, and the gusting still up to about 28 to 30 miles per hour. So it's a breezy day, 13 in Sandersville, 14 in Perry, 17 right now, winds in Thomaston, sustained miles per hour, 8 in Monticello. So it's really going to be a pretty breezy day. You can kind of see where the front is as well. Notice kind of where the lines are congealing right here. That's kind of where the front is moving through. We get the winds out of the south out ahead of it. So it's warm. It's pretty humid out there. And then the front switches our winds to the north and west as it continues to push through. So it's a little cooler for tomorrow. Our highs are only in the 70s, but it's actually a seasonable April day. So it's not going to be terrible. The better half of the weekend is definitely tomorrow, but we're going to keep the breeze on Sunday as well. It's a cloudy and windy day in Roberta. Yes, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. So I'll time this out for you once again if you weren't here a little bit earlier to see the timing. So this is 11 o'clock. We get the storms that's continuing to push through our area. Yeah, so we got for the areas north and west, Monroe County, Lamar, Upson, Crawford County, seeing some of that rain as this pushes through over the next hour. It's pushing through Macon, Warner Robins around 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 is when we get those storms. And look, see, some of them are starting to pop up some stronger, heavier downpours, could potentially produce some damaging winds or an isolated tornado is possible. By 3 o'clock, it's dry in Macon, Warner Robins, but now Dublin's getting hit with some of that rain. Sun, again, showing some of those cells trying to really fire up. And especially as this continues to move south and east, it could really pick up some steam. By 4, 5 o'clock, we're really all dry at this point, not going to have to worry about anything. Get a few breaks of sunshine before the sun sets, so not the entire day is ruined, at least for today. But tomorrow is really going to be the better of the 2 days. If you are in Dublin and you're looking for something to do, they're doing a fun helicopter egg drop that's in place for today. This goes from 10 to 12. Should be pretty good to go. I think we'll stay dry through most of 12 o'clock here because it starts, I think it just started like 1 minute ago. It started at 10 and it's going till 12. So if you're headed out trying to do something fun with the kids, maybe as a last minute spontaneous thing, that could be pretty fun to do. You should stay dry through the morning, but those storms will start to fire up in the early afternoon, 2, 3 o'clock for areas down in Dublin. Everyone's asking about whether every place I have stopped. That's nice. At least you're getting the attention for it. So we will continue to monitor these storms here for the rest of today. Let me show you your 10-day, just so that you can kind of get some images. It's just today rain. Tomorrow is much better. We We have a lot more sunshine, but it's still going to be breezy tomorrow as that front continues to move out. So tomorrow's really the better half of the weekend. 76 is the high, the average is 74. So it's a rather seasonable day. Heading back to work on Monday, it's a damp start, but still going to have some breaks of sunshine by the afternoon. I think Tuesday's really the pick of the week. 86 degrees. If you're a fan of the warmth, it's really going to be nice. 86, partly cloudy, no rain chances. But then the rain really starts to pick up. We have another front that comes through and kind of stalls out over top of us again. So we're going to keep rain chances in the forecast. And there could still be some thunderstorm activity. So we'll have to see the potential for more flooding if the rain is really going to be torrential for multiple days in a row like we had last weekend. Hopefully that won't be the case. But Wednesday through Saturday, we've got chances of rain in the forecast, still holding into the 80s and then into the 70s as we get towards the end of next weekend. So it's really not going to be the best as we get towards mid portions of next week. Hopefully it won't be like a kind of consistent rain. Hopefully it'll be a kind of hit or miss storms here or there, and kind of the storms kind of trying to grab onto any of the energy and not anything necessarily too organized for multiple days in a row. But we will continue to monitor that. So here come some of the storms that are moving through right now. Jackson getting hit with some of that rain just north of Monticello. Luckily, there's only one lightning strike right here. So these storms are definitely weakening. Hopefully that'll continue the trend, but there is the still potential for the storms to fire back up, especially as this moves south and west of Macon. So just stay weather aware as these storms continue to move through. Definitely, if it starts raining over your area, just go inside in case there's any storms out there. Don't want to get struck by lightning. Definitely not the day for that, as we're in the first day of April here, April Fools, even though I will not be fooling you at all with these storms. But yeah, we're getting those storms that are starting to move through right now. So it'll continue to push through around 12, 1 o'clock through Macon, Warner Robins, and then around 3 o'clock for Dublin. And then it's out of here by 4. We're dry, not going to have to worry about any of the severe threat past 4 or 5 o'clock for today. I think I am just going to leave the radar kind of looping over here. So I will kind of leave the Facebook Live online, and then I'll come back maybe in an hour or so at around 11 o'clock, see how the storms are continuing to progress, and then we'll kind of continue it from there. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, though. Otherwise, I'll continue to monitor the storms, and I'm going to go write a little web story just kind of with the updates so that I can, if anyone wants to kind of have the information in writing, it's definitely an easier way to just kind of check it back at that and see it on your phone and everything. So let me put some text on the screen saying that I'll come back for an update. Let's say at around 11 o'clock, I'll come back for another update. I'm going to leave the live stream on, but around 11 o'clock, we'll do another update coming up here. And I'll leave the radar on, so if you want to keep it checked out, you can definitely still watch it. But also on the Skywatch weather app, you have the power of the radar in your own hands. You can watch the storms as they move through for your area and kind of planning out the rest of your day. But I'll be back at 11 o'clock. I'll be monitoring the storms over there as I continue to kind of write up the story. So if the storms do start to fire up, I can come back a little bit earlier. If we have any kind of tornado warnings or anything, I will also be back, and we'll also be on air if we do any tornado warnings. But for now, I'm going to go sit down for a second and take a drink of water. But I will be back around 11 o'clock for another update. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. The time is now 11:01. I'm a minute late, I'm sorry. And the storms are continuing to move across the midstate for us. Still some really good news though. We still have no severe weather out there, no severe warnings in place. But as this continues to move south and east, it's kind of moving into a more favorable environment with more energy for the storm. So we could see a few more pop up here as it moves really south and east of Macon. So we're still keeping an eye on that. But right now, nothing to really worry about. So some good news with that. It is starting to come down though with the rain. Starting to move across some of our viewing area. Really the heaviest downpours right now, portions of Jasper and Putnam counties getting hit with some heavy rain. Areas of Jackson, you're kind of getting let up on the rain a little bit here right now as this kind of begins to move quickly to the east, but Monticello getting hit with some lightning strikes. Edenton getting some more of those heavier downpours. Shadydale really getting a heavy downpour, even just one lightning strike. So some really good news is that we're not seeing that widespread lightning out there right now, but this is still our strongest storm that's moving through Edenton, getting some of those heavy downpours. Rock Eagle, Oconee National Forest, Lake Oconee getting hit with some of that rain right now. It's mostly thunder and lightning free. There are a few strikes out there, but it's not widespread lightning strikes and frequent lightning, so that's some good news. And we still have more of this rain that's kind of disconnected from this main line of storms that's moving through Upson County right now. Thomaston southwards getting hit with some of that rain, heading towards Roberta here over the next 5 minutes or so. Butler is about to see the rain. Really, Columbus is getting hit with some of the heavy downpours right now, and that continues to move eastward, but still no severe storms out there, so some really good news with that. It still is rather gusty out there. It's a breezy day. The clouds are still definitely in place in the areas that are seeing the rain right now. It's coming down pretty nicely, but Macon, we might get a little sprinkle here in a second, but Macon, we're dry. Warner Robins, Perry, areas to the south and east, Dublin, all not having to worry about the rain at this moment, but this will continue to head further towards the east. If you're joining us back now on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, come say hi in the comments. Love to chat with you all. That's always the best part of the day. So let me time this out for you as this continues to track in this direction. So let's go to lunchtime here. This is 12 o'clock. Finally getting some of that rain that's moving through Macon over towards Butler, kind of over towards Milledgeville as well as the storms continue to move down to the south and east. It's around 12 to 1 o'clock. I think it's really when it's kind of raining over Macon. Warner Robins, kind of 1:30. See the kind of line of storms popping up here. This is when we could be seeing one or two of those severe storms begin to pop up. So don't necessarily focus exactly where the severe storms are, those heavy kind of pockets of the red, but any storms along the path here might turn severe. This is around 1 o'clock this afternoon, so about 2 hours. It's raining over Macon, Warner Robins, over towards Butler, Montezuma, Taylor, Macon counties. And then continuing to move to the south and east. This is 3 o'clock. Dublin now getting hit with the rain. Still seeing a few cells trying to produce some strong activity, which we will keep monitored as we get through the early afternoon hours. It's out of here by 4, 5 o'clock. We're all rain-free. Your Saturday evening plans are good to go. Breaks of sunshine as this begins to exit. So it's going to be a nice Saturday night for your plans. Luckily, it doesn't still look like we're getting hit with a soaking of rain. Generally, still about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. We really don't need more at this point, as we still got those flood warnings out for the Ogmulgee and the Oconee rivers, especially for the farther south you go as that rain or as that water continues to move farther south. So luckily, it doesn't look to be a soaker of a day today with these storms rolling through. It's a quick burst of rain. It's already starting to move through. Really 12, 1 o'clock over Macon, Warner Robins, 2, 3 o'clock for Dublin. It's out of here by 4. Not going to have to worry about the severe risk behind that time. But it's still going to be breezy all day. Winds gusting up to about 30 miles per hour as the pressure gradient between the front kind of creates the strong winds even outside of the thunderstorms. Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing? So, yes. Otherwise, today is really the only day of the big rain. Tomorrow is really the better day of the weekend. We have bright sunshine, but it's still going to be breezy. It's not going to be as kind of blustery as today. The winds will be up to about 15 miles per hour, so still a little bit of a breeze. Heading back to work on Monday, it's a damp start, but some breaks of sun by the afternoon. Tuesday is really the pick of the week, 86, partly cloudy, really nice. And then the April showers are really starting to fall in. Wednesday through next Saturday, we have some sort of rain in the forecast. It almost looks like a summertime activity, where we just get those pop-up storms. I don't think that's going to be the case, but it looks like that on our 10-day. from just all the rain chances that we'll have. I think we have another kind of stalled out front that might be coming over top of us. So we will be monitoring that as we head towards the middle of next week. But for the rest of today, we still have that risk for some severe weather to be heading out and over our way. Let me see if I can actually pull up some of our cameras just to kind of show you what it looks like outside in some areas. Sometimes that's really fun. I hope that, no, it is like this. Let me go change this really fast. You can kind of still see the camera there as we got the camera pointed at the V wall. You can see the clouds. That's out in downtown Macon. Look at those clouds. They're thick and they're dark. They're kind of scary and rumbly. Luckily, we're not going to have to worry about that right now. And it kind of can see there's a little bit of a breeze. Some of the camera is shaking a little bit. But those clouds are definitely fully in place. It's not raining here quite yet. I think around 12 or 1 o'clock is when it kind of comes over downtown and Macon. But we really got some of those dark clouds, especially. Let me try to turn the camera to the north and west. Maybe we might be able to see a little bit more of the dark clouds because that's where the storms are kind of coming from, is from the northwest. So let's see if I can kind of move this around here. Okay. It's kind of funny because it's a little bit delayed. Probably didn't want to turn it that much. Yeah, so it's definitely very dark still out there in the distance. All those clouds are firmly in place. The rain moves over us. See, we got the south wind. This is sustained at 15 miles per hour, but still gusting up to about 30. So it's really pretty blustery day. Those clouds are really thick and in place. The rain moves through by the early afternoon for us here in Macon. Otherwise, we're already getting some of those heavy downpours north and west, and then around 2 and 3 o'clock south and east. Here, let me pull up the radar once again. But luckily at this time, there is still no severe weather out there, but this could start to fire up as it continues to push south of I-16 as it moves into a more favorable environment for energy of the storm. So we will keep an eye on this as these storms continue to move through over the next several hours. Just stay weather aware as we could get some warnings that start to pop up. If we do have any warnings, I will, of course, update you. And if we have any tornado warnings, I will be on the air covering that so that everyone can stay safe so we don't have to deal with any of the element of surprise with tornadoes. So we'll be bringing you the latest with these storms. Otherwise, stay weather aware. I'm going to go ahead and end the Facebook Live for now, but I will probably have another update as these storms continue to move through. I'll just kind of keep monitoring the storms. And then I will be bringing you an update later on this afternoon as the front continues to push through. If we get some more kind of severe storms to pop up, that's when I'll really come back onto the Facebook Live and really break down what's happening for you. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'd say stay weather aware over the next few hours as the storms continue to push through. Otherwise, Sunday is really the better day of the weekend, and I will keep you updated as storms keep going on. Thanks so much.